Come on, dude. Seriously? For the last time, sit. Cute and dumb, story of my life. If I was a rat, I'd probably date you. Here. Nice to see you making friends. Then again, your common genus ratus does enjoy the company of its own kind. Speaking of which, do you really think he'll come for you? Oh, you betcha. My puddin's gonna come bustin' in here like a pasty-faced Rambo and fill your stupid noggin with lead. Then he'll sweep me up in his arms and we'll make out like crazy for hours and hours. And when we're done, we're gonna chop you into kibble and feed you loser ass to all my little pals. Oh, Harley. Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? The Bowery. So dispatch gets a few calls about a bunch of screaming and yelling, not unusual for the area. Then calls come in about gunshots, also not unusual. But as you can see, unusual doesn't quite cut it. The deceased was one Ryan Lang, former PD. Neighbors said he rarely had visitors and pretty much kept to himself. Looks like he was tucked in for a lonely night of solitaire. But maybe not so alone, huh? Harvey Bullock is a good cop. Anyway, the perp got what he wanted and fled the scene. Elevator wasn't there, but since he just murdered an ex-cop, he was probably in a hurry, so didn't wait. Keep in mind, that's a 5-story drop. Gotham has teeth that can sometimes gnaw the good right out of a man, but not Bullock. Not yet. Witness on the street said he saw a tall, skinny dude with a white face running out of the building and holding what he thinks was a bowling ball. Kinda hard to tell, but I don't see any bowling trophies. Most of him is scattered around the apartment. That's the biggest piece right there, but we haven't found the head. So, the bowling ball. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. No cut marks on the body. Wounds indicate he was pulled apart. Lang got off 5 shots. He was ex-spot expert shooter. Hard to believe he could miss at this range. He didn't. Magnum round would do a lot of damage. From the looks of the blood splatter pattern, it did. And yet he managed to get away. White skin, green hair, bone. Looks like a skull fragment. Survived a headshot. Beachy. And then, of course, there's this. Gordon picked a hell of a time to go fly fishing. Bullock. In progress. Where? Hey, there's okay, I'll just meet you there then. All I'm saying is that is one of us up there. We should be running the show, not Gordon's pet bat. What do you say, Blix? Am I right or am I right? Blix, you still with us? There are still good cops in this city. Cops like Bullock and Gordon, who believe that what they do matters, and what they don't do matters just as much. Detective Blix and his cronies aren't those cops. I pull out of my dive a few feet lower than necessary. Dick often points out that I lack a sense of humor. Hey, my hair! All units in the vicinity, be advised of a disturbance at the Canal Street Station apartments. Suspect is described as a tall male having white skin and green hair. Well, pooh. Sorry, fellas. Looks like Gotham's glitterati are going to have to wait. A storm's coming. And we don't want to get wet. Even the most basic organisms will recognize pain and alter their behavior accordingly. The Joker's pathology doesn't allow for this. In his twisted psyche, pain and injury simply don't register. Humans feel pain, and the Joker shares little in common with humanity. But even he couldn't survive a magnum slug to the head. This isn't Joker. But whoever he is, he handled a 4-story fall like he was stepping off a curb. Don't wait for his next move. Fire the bullets and take control of the fight. Engage combat eject. Combat eject in 2, 1, eject. Ballistic nylon threaded with carbon fiber filament. Wayne Tech designed this material to catch hypersonic jets landing on airborne carriers. I use it for other things. The hit should shatter his jaw and put him down. It does neither. He's fast and strong. 5 seconds in, and I'm fighting for my life. Need to create some distance. Get the upper hand. I feel a bone break. not his. The heads mean something to him. I need to find out what. Target marked. Vampires are launched, programmed to engage with extreme prejudice. Standard issue police tasers discharge between 3 and 5 milliamps. That kind of power will incapacitate anyone. Each individual vampire drone can generate up to 10 milliamps. I hit him with all 4. Freeze, Batman! Gotham PD would be happier if it was me lying there on the ground. I work outside the system. No official clearance, no oversight to monitor my actions. I don't follow any form of due process. Clean cops fear me because I don't follow rules they've sworn an oath to. Dirty cops fear me because they know one day I'll come for them. Step away from the suspect, Batman. Now! The area isn't secure, Bennett. Keep your men back. Commander Wild Bill Bennett is someone I'll come for one day. Last warning, Batman. Back off or you're going down too. You've got civilians gathering, Bennett. The area is not secure. Sergeant, get those people back and confiscate their camera phones. Cuff the bat if he interferes. Yes, sir. Let's go, you murdering sack of Wait! There are a dozen different routes the killer can take. He chooses a dead end. Buildings in this neighborhood are old and rarely up to code. Cheaper to buy a corrupt building inspector than new pipes and gas lines. Not enough time to save them all. This is Scott Lee with Gotham 1 reporting live from the scene of this morning's deadly Canal Street blast. One officer is confirmed dead and dozens more police and civilians injured. As expected, fingers are being pointed at everyone from the mayor to the DWP, the police, and a Batman who, according to a statement from SWAT Commander William Bennett, was the primary cause of what led to the explosion. There you are, Master Bruce. Just a hairline fracture, but my suggestion, which you will ignore, is to have a few days free of hitting things. Alfred, this doesn't make sense. The subjects that interest you seldom do. Evidence from the first crime scene suggests the killer took at least a grazing shot to the head, yet when I fought him later, there was no visible wound. Accelerated healing ability, perhaps? Possibly, but there was no blood on his face or his clothes, and I doubt this particular killer would take the time to freshen up between murders. The killer's body was never found. I need to get back to the explosion site. Speaking of explosions, the Wayne Sims Foundation has called an emergency meeting for tomorrow afternoon. I don't have time for meetings right now. Excuse me, sir, but considering the injuries, the property damage, and the parties involved, Bruce Wayne failing to make an appearance might be viewed as insensitive. Damage caused by Batman and law enforcement is exactly what the Foundation was set up for, Alfred. Cut a check. There's a reason the killer chose that particular escape route. Sir, a big check. Of course, sir. Computer, generate a map of the city. Highlight both crime scenes. Highlighted. Calculate the distance between the two. 3.2 miles. Interesting. Reanalyze the bone fragment and tissue sample. Analysis complete. Results confirmed. Tell me, Alfred, how is the DNA of both a dead transient and the Joker inside the body of an unstoppable man? Perhaps a clue has just presented itself? Access to the bat signal is limited to a trusted few. Jim Gordon is away on a fishing trip, and the others have all been accounted for. The drone scans the box using X-ray, near-infrared spectroscopy, and ultrasound. It finds no explosive or chemical threat inside, only organic material. I send the drones into a perimeter formation and arm them. No obvious deterioration of tissue. The appendectomy appears recent. No reason to doubt the authenticity of the note. Hungry? I brought a nice Chianti. Hiya, bats. Fine. Next time you pick the restaurant. I'm not paying for that. Where's Gordon? You're kidding, right? Tell me where Gordon is or I drop you. Come on, Bats. We've been doing this for like, what, forever? You're not gonna drop me. So lay off the improv and let's stick to the script. Especially since it won't be long before Gordon starts losing parts he probably wants to keep. Now, pull me up and let's talk turkey. I'm in a jam, buddy, and I need your help. I don't hear anything around me. Not the rain, not the city below. The only sound I hear is the Joker's voice scratching inside my head. Oh, so really, our situation is that somebody's taken what belongs to me, and I want it back. Nobody takes what's mine, Bats. So you're gonna help me find the jerkweed, and then we're gonna kick his ass. Think about it, old chum. With your brawn and my brains, we'd make an unbeatable team. Forget that tired dynamic duo crap. We could be the deadly duo. Come on, partner. Time's a-wasting. Let's call it a deal and shake on it. Jimmy boy's waiting, Bats. Spit and shake. Oh, that's good. But to be clear, I'm the one dealing out the funny on this team, okay? Now shake. Hey, watch the grip there before you... Oh, you know, Bats, I take it back. I kinda like this side of you. I mean, who'd have thought the Prince of Pout had a sense of humor? I gotta tell you, Bats, my mind is boggled. I mean, can you believe it? Me and you, side by side, throwing hands at any chump that gets in our way. Man, this town's gonna go ape. I'm so happy I could cry. Carl, honey, are you there? Daddy, I'm scared. Quit screwing around, Doc. You know the drill. Either you start cutting or I will. Please, Carl, you need to stay strong. He'll find us. I can't. You have to. He'll find us, Carl, but we need to buy some time. Do it. Oh God, Jim, I'm so sorry. You're never gonna find Gordon, Bats. And don't bother getting all sweaty beating it out of me, 'cause I even don't know where he is. But I'll tell you what I do know. The longer we blab out here, the less of him there'll be to find. Now, cut me loose and let's go fight some crime, partner. And by crime, I mean the one being perpetrated against me. I frisk him and find the usual nonsense. A plastic decoder ring, yarn, a set of wind-up chattering teeth, and 3 paper clips. I also find an item most people would have, but not the Joker. What is this? I believe the kids call it a phone. Joker. Okay, jeez. Some guy delivered it to me. I'm supposed to get messages telling me to do things. What kinds of things? Proximity alert from the drones. This confirms my suspicion. There was more than one assailant. Superior numbers, impressive strength. But undisciplined, uncoordinated. And then there's the Joker. Yo, Bats, I know I'm kind of new at heroing, but do you think you could give me a hand so I can, use my hands? Thought you could mess with Gotham's most awe-inspiring crime stoppers, eh, handsome? Well, the joke's on you. I can't break their bones, but hitting soft tissue might slow them down. Timber! I have to end this. I trigger the drones. Targeting error. Close quarter combat is confusing their tracking systems. Sensors can't differentiate between these creatures and the Joker. Biometric signatures are nearly identical. Hey, it's been a real gas, but my teammate needs me, so... Allie? We're on our own. Oops. Whoa, hey, Bats! The Joker is the most dangerous madman I've ever encountered. Little help?
He's ended countless lives. I could let him fall and be rid of him forever. But no one dies on my watch. And
So, dangling me from a roof is gonna be a thing with us now.
he still has Gordon.
Dying? What a novel escape plan. You're my kind of crazy, Bats. Woohoo! That looks kind of nasty. Give me a heads up if you have any sudden cravings for human flesh, okay?
Plasma batteries to power. Turbines to speed. Engage dual occupant mode and intercept.
Easy, partner. Hey, look, there's our friend. Looking good, sport. Digging the whole I fell 20 stories and landed on my face vibe.
Getting difficult to breathe. Legs feel like lead.
Now what, Bats? Do we hail a Batcab? Call a super Uber? Wait, what? You call it and it just shows up? Can it do any other tricks? Like, can it roll over and play dead?
Get in.
How? Leap over the top? Slide across the hood?
Get in.
Wow, look at all these buttons. What's this big red one do?
Don't touch anything. Emergency action 2F.
Straight jacket? Oh, it's like Arkham on wheels.
35, 6, 7.
Hey, we gotta pull over, Bats. Bats? Great. Yo, Batcar, engage toilet mode.
You've heard the saying about strange bedfellows, Miss Quinn. It seems your boyfriend has a new ally, the Batman. Nothing to say. Does it bother you that the man you said was going to burst in here like a pasty-faced Rambo is running around Gotham with Batman while you rot here with the rest of the garbage? It would certainly bother me.
Hey, soon-to-die horribly person, you got any more of these ribs? The beefy ones? With the big bones?
He's coming around. There's our bundle of sunshine. Good to have you back, Master Bruce. You provided us with quite a scare. How long was I out? 14 hours. A good deal of it with a high fever. I've never seen an infection spread that quickly and be so resistant to antibiotics. It was all a bit dodgy, even after we removed the foreign body. What foreign body? A tooth embedded in your shoulder. Not my best patch-up work, I'm afraid. Little bugger did not want to come out. We isolated it and placed it in a cold storage solution. It's pretty gruesome. Figured you'd want to take a look at it. I definitely do, Dick. But first, where is he? Lights.
About time, Bats. I was beginning to think you didn't love me anymore. Oh, and I had a lot of iced tea earlier today, so you might want to grab some towels.
Holy full moon, it's grown another tooth. What were you fighting, Bruce? Werewolves? No, but the data coming in on the tissue sample is just as unbelievable. This sample has Joker's DNA, a second genetic signature from a different donor, and there appears to be a third component that we missed before. A third? Yeah, I'm sticking with werewolves. Computer, what is the nature of the third component?
It is synthetic and bonded to existing organic structures, with the resulting new structure containing a fourth nucleotide. Not nitrogenous base, pentose, or phosphate, unknown origin and type. This triple helix has no known precedent.
Interesting. Show a sample cell.
Biology was never my thing, but even I know that's not right.
It isn't. Computer, what is the substance bonding these cells?
Adhesion molecules consisting of carbon and polyethylene oxide atoms.
Carbon fiber. Living cells literally bonded together with carbon fiber molecules. This shouldn't be possible.
Can we just pause this horror movie for a sec, Bruce? Somebody created synthetic DNA and figured out how to combine it with normal DNA to create an entirely new organism?
It's looking that way, Dick. A techno-organic structure. Also interesting is that the data is pointing to some pretty radical studies I've seen involving stem cell research. Specifically, cell types with innate regenerative properties. This would explain the rapid healing we've witnessed. Some of this research showed promise combating certain forms of cancer. but the carbon fiber element makes no sense. You wouldn't need the additional tensile strength to treat an illness, but you might if you were looking to adapt the technology elsewhere.
Great. So some nutjob is out there making people. And it all has something to do with him.
I don't know, but until I find out, he stays here.
Master Bruce, remember you have a meeting with the Wayne Sims Foundation.
Alfred.
And need I remind you, sir, that you missed the previous two.
Digging the dancing queen.
No, Alfred. You do not. Where the hell is Wayne?
Calm down, Sims. That throbbing vein in your forehead is distracting.
Maybe you're fine with Wayne's Playboy time schedule, Peter, but it's a slap in the face to those of us that work for a living. And you can joke all you want, but when I win the governorship this fall, you, your pal Wayne, the Gotham Police, and especially Batman will all wind up in front of a judicial hearing.
The polls say my job is pretty safe, Sims, and your threats don't scare me. Your precious gem collection sounds fabulous, Mr. Benson. And when did you say you were leaving on vacation?
The polls show me gaining, Peter, and for God's sake, Sims, use a handkerchief.
Chief. Bless you.
Miss Kyle, I specifically told you not to bring your cat to meetings.
That was Pickles. This is Monkey. Besides, Mr. Wayne likes my kitties, and this is his building.
Well, Wayne isn't here, and he better have one hell of a good reason why, because I swear to God I'll...
Sorry to interrupt, Dick Grayson. Mr. Wayne sends his apologies, but he was called away on another matter. He asked me to chair the meeting in his stead. Oopsie.
White-faced monster ninjas, blood all over the street and rooftops. And let's not forget the fact witnesses saw the Joker getting into your car. And to top it off, 2 more headless bodies were found. One a cop. Media's going nuts, Batman. People are too scared to leave their homes. And just a few hours ago, a box was delivered to police headquarters. We thought it was a bomb. Inside was a severed finger. And a note addressed to you. From Jay. You want to tell me just what the hell is going on? It's complicated, Bullock. There are some things I need to look into. Look, I know we're not drinking buddies or anything, but I think I've earned some trust over the years. I'll be in touch. And Bullock, that finger is Jim Gordon's. After the First World War, my great-grandfather turned his steel mill into a recycling plant. The plant has been shuttered since the Great Depression. Smoke shouldn't be coming from the furnaces. When I was a boy, I would sneak away to explore these ruins and look for ghosts. Light is coming from a building I used to think was haunted. The satellite phone given to the Joker is difficult to track, useful in war zones. A text was sent to the Joker to come here. Another text, this time to me. I take the bait.
Welcome to the grand reopening of Wayne Recycling. Where is the Joker?
I have him.
I had a task for him. Are you taking his place?
No.
Then why are you here?
Curiosity.
Then you'll want to go through that door and mind the children. They can be excitable.
The metal door slams shut and locks behind me. The grinding sound of long-dead machinery returning to life fills the void.
Allow me to illuminate your curiosity.
Oh my God! Help! Help us, please!
Let me introduce you to William and Lisa Gray, parents of a young son named Thomas. One of them has to die tonight. To get what he wanted, the Joker was to decide which. On the floor in front of you, our documents are provided to help him make the proper decision on who should live and who should die. He was warned what would happen if he didn't show. Now he won't get what he wants, and they'll all die, including the boy.
Wait, I'll take the Joker's place. I'll decide.
Very well, Batman. Now you have my curiosity. You have 15 minutes, starting now. Alert, anomaly recognized. Alert, rapid cellular activity detected. Alert, recommend immediate quarantine protocols. Alert. Alert, biological event warning. Level 3 lockdown enabled. Good lord, Master Dick, what happened? I don't know, Alfred. I must have dozed off for a second because the next thing I know, all hell is breaking loose. If you wouldn't mind shutting off the alarm. Done. I don't see the teeth anywhere. Computer, run a full environmental search on specimen coded 0103. Scanning. Cue up all audio and visual leading up to the event, if you please. Queuing up now. Alfred, no one is to blame here, sir. We're all quite tired. Best to check on him, though.
Wayne Recycling has been shuttered since the Great Depression. The conveyor belts and furnaces haven't moved or burned for 88 years. Until tonight. The Joker was instructed to come to this specific place at this specific time. He was to solve a riddle. If he failed, innocent people would die. To the Joker, the death of innocence means nothing. I'm here because it means everything.
You have 9 minutes left, Batman.
A mother and father. The Joker was supposed to choose which one would live and which one would die. Everything needed to make the correct choice is here. Make the right choice, both live. Choose wrong, both die. He was warned that if he failed to show, he wouldn't get what he wanted, and both parents would be killed, along with their young son Thomas. The boxes are filled with dozens of documents, but the Joker wouldn't have bothered with any of them. This isn't what it seems.
I imagine a puzzle like this would be quite vexing for one such as yourself, Batman. A Sophie's choice of who lives and who dies would be difficult for someone with an obsessive need to save everyone. I admire you for trying. You have 5 minutes.
I scanned the documents and the room around me. When I get my opening, I'll need to move fast. The pages tell a nightmare story of domestic violence, abuse, and a litany of federal charges for William Gray involving fraud and racketeering, as well as charges of drug trafficking and possession for Lisa Gray.
As I'm sure you've gathered, the Grays are not the best of people, let alone parents. It must be hard on young Thomas. 3 minutes.
He's trying to distract me. Amateur move.
For God's sake, Batman, pick me. The boy needs his father. Don't listen to that bastard. I'm his mother. He needs me. 2 minutes.
The Grays are in the middle of a bitter custody battle over Thomas. The motivation looks to be strictly monetary. William Gray has an expensive girlfriend and doesn't want to spend that money on child support, while Lisa Gray has a drug habit to finance.
1 minute.
An alert goes off in my earpiece. There's trouble at the Batcave. With his parents in and out of legal trouble, 10-year-old Thomas spends much of his time with his Aunt Sheila and her husband. They have no children of their own and have fought for legal guardianship of him for years. The only photos he's smiling in are the ones with his aunt.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4.
I have your answer.
And
both of them should die.
What? Are you out of your goddamned mind? Interesting, Detective. Why?
The transparent walls are 2 inches thick, multiple layers of polycarbonate, level 7 ballistic protection at minimum. I have enough line. If this goes south, I can save them both. The Grays are a lost cause. They care only for themselves. To them, Thomas is nothing more than a commodity. The boy's only chance at a happy life is with his aunt.
Bravo, Detective. Bravo. Your concern was for the child's well-being. You chose correctly.
Then you'll honor the deal.
What deal?
That if I chose correctly, you would spare the Grays and their son.
Oh, Batman. That deal was with the Joker, not you. You offered to solve the puzzle. I was simply curious to see if you could. The Grays were dead the moment the Joker failed to show. Oh my God! Did you really think it would be so easy that you could simply step into my world and write your own rules? Ah! It's believed Einstein once said, the only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance.
No!
You arrogantly presumed you could come here and claim victory simply because you are the Batman. But in reality, your arrogance just cost 2 people their lives. I will spare the boy, detective. I am, after all, not a monster. And really, hasn't he suffered enough because of your hubris? I do, however, pity young Thomas. The passing of years may ease the pain of losing his parents, and perhaps the thought of what might have been will fade. Time will tell. Go home, Batman. I'll be in touch.
Alfred, the playback verifies all of this.
Indeed, Master Bruce. Surveillance footage revealed that the original tissue sample we removed from your shoulder had a rather alarming growth spurt and nearly doubled its size. It then broke free of its glass container and fell to the floor. Apparently, one of the local bats thought to make a meal of it. This is the result, poor devil.
Yeah, we found the little monster hiding behind a piece of heavy machinery. Whatever this thing is, it was strong enough to move it. Fascinating. It looks to be the same fusion of organic and synthetic DNA that we saw earlier, but in this case, there's the added non-human component.
And, judging by its ghastly appearance, I'd say a good portion of the Joker remains present.
Yes, interesting that this mutation created itself outside of a controlled environment, on its own. We need to take a closer look. There's nothing in the World Science Database that has anything even close to what we're seeing here. It seems that once the organism enters the host, its new genetic information is added to the existing DNA markers. The entire structure mutates, resulting in a new entity.
I shudder to think of what horrors could spawn from that scenario.
Computer, characterize restructured synthetic component.
Synthetic component remains a bonding element enhancing strength and replication. The result is a strong yet unstable organic artificial cell hybrid.
Clarify unstable.
The hybrid cell requires a constant supply of energy at levels that are unsustainable. Deprived of food, the strongest cells will feed on the weakest, resulting in rapid and catastrophic retrogression within the entire organism.
The anesthetic should be in full effect.
Careful, Master Bruce.
Not my first time on the hands, Alfred. Try and stay focused.
Yes, sir, of course. Hey, Bruce, sorry to interrupt you being a jerk, but our new friend isn't looking so good.
If my analysis is correct, the teeth you pulled from my shoulder are using their new host as a food supply, basically cannibalizing itself to survive.
So you're saying that it's not the bat that ate the teeth, it's the teeth that ate the bat?
Essentially, yes. Once the bat ingested them, the prey became the predator. As I thought, even a small piece of this organism carries the required internal structure to recognize, seize, and ingest food.
Probably a good thing we got it out of you, then. I think it knows a part of it just got a meal. It appears to still have some sort of cognitive connection to the piece that was removed. Not to sound overly grim, but this whole situation seems to have gotten just a tad worse.
Yes, and creating this would require a vast knowledge of bioengineering, molecular engineering, synthetic chemistry, and numerous other scientific disciplines.
Quite a narrow field, sir.
Very. But I think I know just the man to ask. Computer, access the data archive for Simtech Industries.
Witnesses say a tall, slender male in a hoodie got on at 6th Street Station, headed straight for the Vic, who was sitting by himself at the back of the train, and pulled the Vic's head off with his bare hands.
Yeah, that tracks. But more importantly, these guys really hate doors.
Joke all you want, Bullock, but your pal Batman's up to his pointy ears in this mess. Be a real shame if you were too.
You know what wouldn't be a real shame, Bennett? If you dialed back on the aftershave. Now, there's about 200 miles of subway tunnels down here, so how about you take your Boy Scout troop and start checking them? Us grown-ups got detective stuff to do.
Welcome home. Mind the hair. This is a very special occasion, and we must all look our best. We're a few minutes early for your meeting, Master Bruce. I can stop if you wish to pay a visit.
Not today, Alfred. Thank you. When I was young, I would come here to grieve, to sit in my sadness. Now when I come here, it's to remind myself of my purpose. She was an amazing young woman, Donald. My daughter was more than that, Wayne. She was my life. What do you want? I want to talk about Simtech stem cell research. Your findings showed a lot of promise. Why did you stop?
This is an inappropriate conversation without board approval. I don't care if you are Simtek's largest shareholder. The research was a dead end. I shut it down. End of story. The FDA let it go. So should you. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just want to understand. In trials, your synthetic predator cell was successful. When introduced into the body, it attacked and killed only cells that were cancerous. You were close to a groundbreaking cure that could have saved millions of lives. What happened? Priorities happened, Wayne. I've more important things to focus on now. Like revenge. Call it what you will. What happened that day was tragic, Donald, and I'm sorry, but making revenge a priority doesn't sound like the man I once knew. That man was a fool. Look at me and tell me what you see. A ruined face, a missing eye. You really want to see the man I am now? Look there, under the grass, the rocks, the dirt, because that's where I am, put there by scum like the Joker, the police, and Gotham's so-called protector, Batman. That scum is the cancer I'm fighting now, and I swear on my daughter's grave, that's the cancer I'm going to destroy. Alfred. Yes, Master Bruce. Move the Joker into the interrogation room. Right away, sir. And Alfred, deactivate all the cameras and recorders. Sir, you heard me. Master Bruce, if I may, are you all— Just do it, Alfred. I'm fine. So, how was your day? You'll do exactly as I say at all times. You so much as breathe without asking. And whether I've got Gordon or not, I will beat you to the point you'll wish you were dead. Are we clear? That's a hardcore 10-4, good buddy. This is gonna be so awesome. There's a cave on the south-facing cliffs of the Wayne estate. Its entrance is hidden by a projected image of solid rock. This allows the bats that call the Batcave home to come and go as they please. I use it as well. According to Bullock, the subway victim was Ronnie the Chopper Gibbs, an occasional associate of the Joker. That's 4 dead with a direct connection to him. With the 2 murdered cops bringing the total to 6, all of them are tied together by a common event, an event also tied to Donald Sims. Sims has the technical knowledge needed to create the creatures terrorizing Gotham, as well as a deep hatred for the Joker, the police, and Batman. In his mind, we're all equally to blame for his daughter's death. Simtek's database revealed aspects of his research that were previously unknown. Some of what I found would explain why Sims was evasive and angry at the cemetery. But there's vital information hidden behind a firewall that can't be accessed remotely. I've enlisted the help of someone that can get that information at the source. However, my main concern at the moment is Jim Gordon. I'm here because he's in danger. Through various sources, I have access to exotic serums that, when combined with specific psychological prompts, practically guarantee a confession. The Joker's taken extreme measures to hide Gordon's location, even from himself. He isn't lying. He doesn't know where Gordon is. Gordon has been captured and is being tortured because of his connection to me. I'm going to find him by any means necessary, because Jim's a good man, and he's my friend. What the hell do you mean somebody got in? Who? We're not sure yet, Mr. Sims. It may have been the Russians, or possibly the Chinese. The malware was very sophisticated, but it looks like most of the firewalls held. You're my chief of security, Jeffries. Find out who it was, and what they took, or find a new job. Russians or Chinese, my ass. Wayne suddenly starts poking around asking questions, and now this happens. Well, congratulations, Bruce. You've just been added to the list. It was supposed to be a day of celebration, a day filled with love and hope and dreams. But the world can be a savage and heartless place, when dreams can become nothing more than the first page in a book of nightmares. Ugh, look out!
What the hell kind of driving do you call that? What are you mad at me for? You said drive into the church, so I did. I said... Okay, fair point. Let's go. Okay, quiet down, you crybabies. You heard Mr. J. Quit your blubbering. Stay here, honey. I'll handle this. Oh my god. Now, don't any of you numbskulls do anything stupid. Hey, you lunatic son of a bitch. Like this guy, for example.
The blood, the screaming, the horror of it all was unimaginable.
All right, playtime's over. You're in charge of the murder bag. Windows, doors, everything. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out. Got it?
Got it, boss. And when the Gotham police arrived, they did what they do best. Destroy the lives of innocent people.
The Joker picked a hell of a wedding to crash. Donald Sims' daughter. Christ, has he made any demands yet? Doesn't matter, Gordon. He's not getting anything. My men will be in position to strike in 2 minutes. Not your call, Bennett.
Yo, 5-0. Listen up. This is a dead guy. And there will be more dead guys like this guy if you guys don't give me what I want. Capiche? Number 1. Sandwiches. Good ones from Moe's. And chips. Oh, the flavors. Number 2, I want a helicopter, a purple one, with comfy seats.
Tell Bennett to keep his men back. I'm going in.
The ensuing investigation would, of course, exonerate the police, concluding that they acted in the best interest of the hostages. No charges were ever filed, but I know the truth.
Blue one in position, waiting for a go.
Well, I'm bored. Let's do something fun. Ooh, I know. Let's pick the next dead guy. Eeny, meeny, miny, and... Tag, you're it. Congrats to the father of the bride. You win.
And let's not forget the self-proclaimed protector of Gotham, the Batman.
No hard feelings, Pops, but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
He appeared from the darkness, shadow moving in shadow.
Oh, hiya,
He's killing the hostages. All teams, you are go. Bennett, don't.
And then everything went black.
Boring. Blah, blah. Ick. Ah, my eye. Kaboom. Blah, blah. Pff. Old news. I was there.
Yes, and that's why you're here.
Whatever, turd. Look, I have a very busy day, so why don't you kick rocks and go get syphilis or something?
I paid a visit today to the pigsty you call home. It's true that people have secrets, but I was surprised to find actual skeletons in your closet.
Just a couple X's. I'm a little behind on my spring cleaning. Now go away.
While I was there, I picked out a few articles of clothing for you.
Wow, that's not pervy at all.
You'll find everything in the bag. There's a very special event that you're invited to. Put something nice together and try to make yourself presentable.
Eat farts.
As much as I'd like to continue our stimulating little chat, you'd best get busy. You haven't much time.
The Gotham Bullet was the fastest steam locomotive ever built and ran the Silver Line between Gotham and Metropolis throughout the 1930s. Able to run at over 140 miles per hour, it set the speed record for steam-driven trains, a record it holds to this day. The days of steam power are long gone, but the Bullet remains in service as a tourist attraction and a popular venue for special events. The train has been owned and maintained by my family since it came off the assembly line and is considered a national treasure. Some of my happiest childhood memories are of riding this train with my parents to visit family friends living in Metropolis. Tonight, I ride with the Joker. As expected, the call comes in.
Hello, Batman. Hello, Joker. Can you both hear me through your earpieces?
Yes.
Good. Time is short, so let's begin. Today's task is a simple one.
Empty, the train weighs a certain amount. With passengers, it weighs more. Currently, the train is being used to host a large wedding and is full of guests. Your task is to bring the train back down to its empty weight. But first, a few things you should know. The crew is dead. If any attempt is made to uncouple the cars or to stop the train, I will derail it. At this speed, I doubt there would be many survivors. Sensors have been positioned along the track to measure the train's weight. If you are successful, a final switch will divert the train before it arrives at its next stop, the Martha Wayne Memorial Station. If you fail, it will crash into the terminal at full speed, killing an untold number of commuters headed home for the weekend. There are 207 passengers aboard this train, but several thousand at the station. Which will you choose? You have approximately 45 minutes.
And do you, Camilla, take William to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Stop! At the speed we're traveling, there is no way to get the passengers safely off the train, and there isn't enough time for the Batplane to evacuate them. I have to lighten it another way. Grab everything you can. Chairs, lamps, tables, everything. All of it needs to be thrown off the train. Now. What the hell are you talking about? Wait, is that the Joker?
In the alabaster flesh. Now, do as my partner says and start tossing stuff.
Why should we listen to you?
Well, for one, I'm a superhero now, so it's the law. And two, if you don't, you're all gonna die.
35 minutes left, and you're still 28,000 pounds over the weight limit. It doesn't seem like your plan is going to work.
He's right, Bats. Smashing everything to bits might be fun, but it ain't gonna get the job done. We gotta start thinking outside the box. The only way we're gonna do this is if we start tossing these rubes off the train. For efficiency's sake, we can start with the big ones. Come on, Bats, what do I have to do to convince you? Light myself on fire?
Say that again.
I said, what do I have to do? Light myself on... whoa, hey, partner, don't look at me like that. I was only kidding.
Everyone, stop what you're doing. Head to the front of the train. Move.
Is all this really necessary? I feel like a bat. That pun was intended, by the way. Look, Buttwing, busting into data centers is tricky business. Besides, I, being a woman of panache and style, recognize that it's not just about what you steal, it's how you steal it. Yeah, Carpe diem, and it's Nightwing. Not with the view I had. So, you about done? I feel an aneurysm coming on. Almost there. You know your boss is going to owe me real favors for this. There's a lot of fat cats in this town that I could be thieving from right now. That's between you and him, Catwoman, and he's not my boss. If you say so, Night Cheeks. Bingo. Downloaded and done. Wow, this is some sketchy stuff. What's your boss gotten into here? You didn't see anything. And he's not my boss.
And so, if we don't put this choo-choo on a diet fast, it's gonna smash into the station and everybody will die a horrible flaming death. But you got nothing to worry about, 'cause my partner's on the case.
What's he going to do?
I have no clue. But hey, he's Batman.
It was in this very car that my father asked my mother to marry him. Every year on their anniversary, they would take the same trip and sit in the same seats. My father would get on one knee and ask her to marry him all over again. That was a long time ago. Except for the metal frame and chassis, these old cars are made mostly of wood, and although we were told they couldn't be uncoupled, nothing was said about them needing to be intact. What the? Hey, Marty, only train due in is the Bullet, right?
Yeah, why?
I think it's on fire. Get him on the radio, find out what the hell's going on.
Radio's dead. Holy, the rail switches. All of them just went offline. Lou, the train's headed straight for us, and we can't stop it. Batman, is it true what the Joker said? That we're all going to die? I have a daughter. She'll have no one.
Listen to me. We're going to tear this train apart with our bare hands. We're going to tear it apart and burn it down. No one is going to die today.
I don't know, Bats. I don't think your fire trick is gonna do it. I say we cut bait, head home, and do better next time.
The Joker isn't wrong, Batman. The train has lightened considerably, but you're running out of time. Once you pass the final switch, there will be nothing to stop it from hitting the station. Maybe we should draw straws or something.
No one is drawing straws. We're close. Keep working.
Ah! Oh my God! He threw them off! He threw them off the train! Just the big ones. No need to thank me, Bats. Just doing my part. Like they say, there's no I in team.
You bastard! You damn bastard!
Congratulations to both of you. You completed your task with 44 pounds to spare. Together you saved hundreds of lives at the cost of only half a dozen. The families of the dead may not agree, but it seems a fair trade. Enjoy the rest of the ride. We'll talk again soon.
Everything we got from SimTech is now in the Batcave computer, Bruce. Your, friend is pretty good at what she does.
She has her talents, Dick. Looking at the data, it's obvious why Sims tried to bury this. His research went way beyond ethical norms. Although his synthetic predator cell was successful at destroying nearly all forms of cancer, the hybrid was so aggressive it became intractable. The regenerative powers of the cell were so strong, even dead tissue was restored, diseased organs made healthy, severe brain injuries repaired, lost limbs regenerated. Amazing.
How could anybody agree to be a part of this?
According to these files, they didn't. The test subjects were terminally ill and desperate for a cure. They trusted what Sims had promised. None of them had any idea what was really going on inside them. Their very humanity was being altered without their consent. Radical treatment managed to stem the mutations, but only temporarily and only in some cases.
This looks like the list of patients. My God, is that who I think it is?
Yes, stay on this. See where it leads. I have to check something.
Where are you going?
Digging.
Mr. Batman, sir? If y'all don't mind, I'd really like to go home now.
Bullock?
You okay, man?
Yeah, if anybody needs me, I'll be in forensics.
Do I look like a coward to you, Bullock? Actually, Bennett, with that mustache, I'm thinking 70s porn star. Always the comedian. Look, I don't care what your boyfriend Batman says. I don't need bodyguards, and I won't be a prisoner in my own house. Funny, that's pretty much what Blick said, except for the boyfriend part. You haven't happened to see his head lying around anywhere, have you? Nobody's going to mess with me. Impressive. Remind me to show you my Pokemon collection on our next sleepover. We're done here, Bullock. The door's behind you. Sure. Listen, Bennett, just 'cause I don't like you doesn't mean I want to zip you up in a body bag, okay? Very dramatic. Stick to the jokes. You're a better clown than a detective. You were a main player at the Sims wedding. Do whatever you want, but maybe think about locking your door. Hey, how about another beer over here? Yo, if one of you overpaid babysitters want to take a break from eating my food to bring me a beer, that'd be great. Christ, lazy asses. God damn it. All right, whoever you are, let's go. I'm not afraid of... My God. The charred ruin of St. Gabriel's Cathedral sits on land owned by Donald Sims, his grim reminder to the citizens of Gotham, the police, and Batman, that his daughter died here, and we are all to blame. The aftermath of that day destroyed lives and ended careers. Jim Gordon took the blame on himself and intended to resign. I convinced him not to. Gotham was scared that day, and in the months that followed, the Wayne Sims Foundation was formed to help it heal. The foundation takes care of those caught in the crossfire of the police and Batman's war on crime, a thumb in the broken dam of Gotham. There is no solid evidence to suggest that Sims is behind the recent events with the Joker, but all roads lead back to here, back to then. The Joker botched an armored car heist. The ensuing police chase ended here at the Cathedral. The Joker and his gang took hostages and began killing them. I tried to stop him.
That's when everything went wrong. The Joker attached grenades and C4 to the Cathedral's main support pillars. Ugh! Bennett's men stormed in, setting off tripwires rigged to the booby traps. In the chaos, the hostages began running for the exit. Most weren't going to make it. I had to save as many as I could. The armored car was my best option. My mistake was not realizing Donald Sims was still alive. Daddy! St. Gabriel's was considered a marvel of engineering when it was built nearly 200 years ago. Because the structure was so tall, it was said that only God's will kept it from collapsing. When the city wanted to build a subway tunnel under its foundation, the idea was met with heavy public protest. Ignoring safety concerns, the city built it anyway, and it's the only reason I'm alive today. I had lost hold of Amanda Sims in the fall. When the smoke in the tunnel cleared, I saw her. To this day, I am unsure if the sound I heard was the wail of approaching sirens or Donald Sims' tortured screaming. It didn't see me, or if it did, it didn't care. The bag it's carrying is soaked with blood. The first encounter I had with one of these creatures was less than 4 blocks from here, on Canal Street. At the time, I didn't understand why it chose the escape path it did, why it ran into a dead end. Now I do. It was the most direct route here. These tunnels snake for miles under the neighborhood and waterways of Gotham, derelict for decades. It's assumed the Joker and Harley Quinn used them to evade capture that day. I let it go for now. A marker will make it easy to track later when I'm ready. First rule of detective work: follow the money.
Hello? Anybody there? Hey, FYI, I drank a lot of iced tea again today. Hey, I'm not joking, guys. I really gotta use the bathroom. Oh, finally. I'm about ready to burn. Oh. Plot twist. Where's Gordon? Who wants to know? I'm hitting a man in shackles. You afraid of a fair fight, tough guy? Oh, I like you. Too slow, girly bat. Gotcha. Nighty-night. Don't let the bedbugs bite. You're dead, you son of a bitch.
Enough. That's enough.
Let go. How could you, Bruce? The Joker has my father, and you're helping him? He's torturing him, for God's sake.
It's more complicated than that, Barbara. This isn't just about the Joker. He's only one piece in a much larger puzzle. A puzzle that could prove to be a danger to all of Gotham. Whoever is behind this, simple revenge isn't the end game. The task with the Joker, the science we've seen, all of it has a larger purpose. Your father is part of that larger purpose, but whoever has him has buried him so deep that even with my resources, I haven't been able to locate him.
Boole, you can find anyone. My father doesn't have your skills or your resources, but if it was Batman that had gone missing, I guarantee you it wouldn't be complicated. He'd find you, no matter what. And what if the Joker kills him, Bruce? Are you going to have the Wayne Sims Foundation just cut me a check?
Barbara, your father was taken for more than just leverage. He's being used as bait. I promise you I'll find him and bring him back, but I need the Joker's help.
So, Donald Sims pulled his research from medicinal care and transferred it all to military applications?
It appears so. It was no longer cost-effective for Sims to address the problems he kept coming up against when applying his synthetic cell technology to fight cancer. At some point, he concluded that the military would be less concerned about side effects if it meant they would get a nearly indestructible soldier. We've seen some of the results. But there was a side effect that was especially disturbing. When the new DNA was introduced into the host's body, it brought certain memories and traits along with it, something long considered impossible. Because of this, many of the test subjects suffered acute schizophrenia and severe multiple personality disorders.
The treatments literally caused them to go insane. And Sims made the conscious decision to turn his back on the sick to create even more human suffering, all for his bottom line. Jesus. Yes, and in a twisted way he succeeded, but what I'm counting on are his failures. The instability of his predator cell was never fully addressed. The organism, self-cannibalizing due to catastrophic retrogression, remained a risk throughout the clinical trials. Sims' failures may be our only chance against the creatures terrorizing Gotham. Speaking of which, sir, I would be much more confident in the plan if we took the time to do some additional testing. Time isn't a luxury we have, Alfred. No, Master Bruce, I don't suppose it is. I'm sorry, Jim. I don't think I can do this anymore. They're never going to let us go, and for all I know, my family is already dead. I've been a doctor most of my life, both as a soldier in Afghanistan and here at home. I know that I've made a difference. I know I've saved lives, but in the end I couldn't save my own wife and daughter. Carl, listen to me. We don't know that. We can't give up hope. God damn it, you're one of the strongest men I know, and what you did for me. No, it's okay. I couldn't hurt you again. You know, it's funny. I thought it would be more painful, cutting out my eye. But the truth is, nothing could be worse than the pain of losing my family. Carl, my God.
Holy moly, can I fly in this? I mean, look at me. At the very least, I should be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, right?
If my analysis is correct, we're headed into uncharted territory against formidable odds. So like the Joker said on the train, I need to think outside the box. There's a backpack over there. Put it on.
What's in it? Snacks? Because all great superhero adventures need snacks.
We descend into the tunnel, past where Amanda Sims died. All that lies ahead of us is darkness. The Batcave computer tracked the marker and mapped out a path through the maze of dark tunnels. That path has taken us under Gotham's East River. In the 1970s, engineers tunneled through the bedrock beneath the waterway as part of a massive expansion to the city's subway system. Design flaws led to several fatal accidents, and after millions of dollars and years of construction, the project was permanently shut down. In the decades that followed, any tunnels that hadn't been sealed off were blocked by fallen debris. This passageway has been recently cleared. We're getting close.
Hey, look! Grab grass!
We're entering Poseidon Station, where all the railways used to intersect. It was designed so passengers could relax while waiting to connect to other trains. The station was to be the crown jewel in a subterranean mall, housing water-themed shops and restaurants. The concept was to give commuters a feeling of space, to reduce any anxiety about the 150 feet of rock and water directly above their heads. Now it is home to something else entirely.
Whoa. That's a lot of me's.
No attempt is made to stop us, and what I found in the Simtech files comes into sharper focus. Hidden in the documents was a secret patients list. The test subjects for the synthetic cell program had been diagnosed with various cancers, all of them terminal. In a matter of weeks, they were all cured. Donald Sims' predator cells exceeded all expectations and destroyed any cancer they encountered. But within months, the subjects' bodies turned against them. Sims employed aggressive treatments to counteract the cell mutations, but encountered a problem he couldn't solve. Early on, he found that blood was the key. Specifically, a rare blood type with an unusually low antigen component. Sims himself has this blood type and used samples of his own tissue as the genetic foundation for the synthetic cell.
Hey, how you doing? Love what you've done with the place. That people garden you got back there? Nice touch.
The grim reality was that for the treatments to work, a genetic match with Sims was needed. Ultimately, this was unachievable, and all of the test subjects died, except the one that had the necessary genetic characteristics, his daughter, Amanda Sims. The wedding party is made up of what I assume are the guests killed at St. Gabriel's Cathedral. The SWAT team from that day, as well as Joker's gang, act as groomsmen. They're all here, heads mounted on pikes. Bobby Two-Teeth, Harry Mills, Slam Wilson, Ronnie the Chopper Gibbs, Officers Lang, Wheatley, Dash, Blix, and Bennett. This grotesque stage play has been planned for a long time. The sets were built, the bodies dug up and arranged. Whatever happens, we were meant to be here from the very beginning.
Only a few players remain.
Puddin'! I knew you'd come. I knew it. Oh, I missed you so much. Yeah, maybe missed a few baths, too.
Batman, Donald Sims, we need to get out of here. I had hoped I was wrong.
Father, don't be rude. You can't tell the guests of honor to leave their own party.
I'd pored over the data, seen what Sims' research was capable of, saw the gravesite, but I had hoped that what now stands before me was simply not possible.
Hello, Joker. Hello, Batman. We've one last guest to welcome, and then we can begin. Ah, here he is.
Jim, it's good to see you, old friend. Ready to kick some ass? The search for the truth about Donald Sims and his research has led down a dark road littered with unfathomable human suffering. A road that has grown darker with each new discovery. Amanda Sims died on her wedding day and was buried at Gotham Cemetery. As Bruce Wayne, I attended the funeral. 2 days ago, I visited her grave because of information pulled from Simtech's database. Her body was gone, and her casket had been torn apart. From the inside. Genetically engineered super beings created with technology developed by Simtech have been committing murders across Gotham. These creatures are infused with DNA taken predominantly from the Joker. The technology used was the result of grotesque experiments conducted by Donald Sims on innocent people. Included in those experiments was his own daughter, who has now come back from the dead to seek her revenge. The creatures that Amanda Sims has referred to as her children currently fill the cavernous ruins of Poseidon Station. I don't resist when they take my utility belt and bind my hands with common rope. They don't see me as a threat. For the moment, I keep it that way. Above us lies 150 feet of water and solid rock. Behind us, the only way out.
You don't seem very surprised to see me, Batman. Odd, considering that when last we met, you let me die. But to paraphrase Nietzsche, sometimes what does kill you makes you stronger. So I thank you for that.
Amanda, I know what happened to you.
You know nothing of what happened to me. Do you remember being born? Of course not, because in a rare act of kindness, nature saw fit to ensure our young minds could not comprehend or feel the trauma of life being formed. But imagine the horror if you did. Imagine being able to feel every cell in your body multiply, every nerve grow and connect, to feel the primordial knitting of flesh and bone gnaw at you like a million hungry ants. Because in my rebirth, Batman, I felt exactly that. When I awoke in agonizing darkness, I felt my fingers branch out and crawl like roots through the dirt in search of the nutrients needed to rebuild my decaying body. Food that could be found among the dead and buried of Gotham, and as the dead nourished me, they became part of me. And as I fed, I learned. Suddenly I knew how each of them lived, who they loved, how they died. The dead gave me their deepest secrets in an act of intimacy the living could never understand. In my new form, I absorbed the memories and knowledge of Gotham's brightest engineers, scientists, scholars, and yes, even researchers from the labs of Simtech Industries. There was no secret that could be hidden from me. I knew everything. 1,000 voices speaking nothing but truth about everyone. And all of you are here because you had a hand in making it happen.
Oh, enough of this woe is me crap, Gotharella. I held up my end of the bargain. Now, you hold up yours. Hand it over. What?
Sit down, Joker. You may think otherwise, but you're nothing special. Look around.
I can make as many of you as I want.
Did she hurt you, Puddin'? Gee, I don't know. I was too busy being unconscious. Anyway, we had a deal, lady.
Is this what you came for?
Why is the crazy person asking what you came for?
Oh, Harley, you are so adorably clueless. Now, Daddy, why so glum? Today is a day to celebrate. Aren't you proud of what your little girl can do? Look at all your beautiful grandchildren. It's not every father that can say his daughter creates life from human scraps, you know. I'm so sorry, Amanda. I didn't mean to what? Turn me into this. I tried to save you. Liar! I was nothing more than a guinea pig, a lab animal served up as a sacrifice to your ambition. You even tried to fix your own face with what you learned from experimenting on me. Well, take a good look, Father, and marvel at your success. Oh, God, please. Amanda, listen to me. Revenge won't erase what your father did. End this and you have my word that he'll face justice. I know that you blame me and others for your death, but the truth is truth. Let me tell you about truth. Truth is absolute, infallible, pure. Before humans, truth was all there was. What I know now, more than ever, is that humans destroyed truth. In fact, it can be argued that mankind's most notable contribution to history is the invention of the lie. I am going to correct that. You see, Batman, I'm more than just a seeker of truth. I'm the architect of a new Gotham, one devoid of malice and incapable of deception, a Gotham of my making, inhabited by my children. From the governor down to the lowliest of street urchins, I can, with a simple scrape of skin, create pure versions of anyone. My Gotham will hold no secrets. Your vision of Gotham isn't the utopia you think it is. You can't simply strip away free will. Ah, but I have a perspective that you lack. I know what people want. And they don't want free will. They want happiness. They want a Gotham with no need for people like you. Let me tell you why. Now, Father, where were we? There's no hope for Amanda. I need to move fast. I get the Joker's attention. My utility belt. I have no choice now. Amanda, please forgive me. What I did was wrong. I should have protected you. What you should have done, Father, was have me cremated. Amanda, no! This, Batman, is justice. Joker!
About effing time. Hey, Bats, catch!
Jim, take this and make your shots count.
I hope you got a plan B, Bats, because plan A kinda sucks. Totally.
I tap in the code and initiate plan B.
Eh? What the hell? Jeez Louise!
One of Donald Sims' failures in his synthetic cell research was catastrophic retrogression due to the body cannibalizing itself when deprived of food. I developed a compound that accelerated that process and then vaporized it into a gas. The only way to stop these creatures is to starve them. The Joker suit seemed the ideal delivery system.
Did you just blow up the Joker?
No. That's a shame. We need to go. I don't know how long the gas will... You think your little tricks can save you? You're not going anywhere. Gordon's done nothing to you. Let him go.
You're in no position to make demands, Batman. You all have blood on your hands, and much to atone for. But we'll start with you. You can't stop the future, Batman. Haven't you figured it out yet? What I am? I far exceeded my father's pathetic dream of creating a super soldier. I am the next step in evolution. I am the next phase of humankind.
Screw evolution. The gun I gave Jim Gordon fires rounds made of a concentrated version of the retrogression compound. It won't kill her, but she'll need to recover. And that'll buy us some time.
Hey, Bats, you happen to have a plan that doesn't suck? Maybe one that doesn't involve me exploding? How you doing over there, my little murder muffin? Don't try sweet-talking me. What's the deal between you and Frankenskank? And the answer better be good, or your jewels will be hanging off the back of some yokel's pickup truck.
Amanda Sims forced an alliance between me and the Joker. She then devised scenarios in which that alliance would work, and now I know why. The Joker said he held up his end of the bargain and expected his payment. What Amanda whispered to me confirmed what that payment was. I knew I could never allow it. But I can use it to my advantage. The gas is starting to dissipate. You go with the Joker and Harley Quinn. I'll hold them off till you get clear.
Not gonna happen, old friend. Sorry, but I'm staying.
I wasn't asking. I work better on my own. And I made a promise to someone. Joker, you and Harley take Gordon and wait for me where the tracks end. Anything happens to him and you'll never get what you came for.
Fine, but Bats, you better not come empty-handed. Come on, let's get out of here.
Jim, go. Batman, I'll see you where the tracks end.
Heck, something just slithered by my leg. Oh, I'm just really happy to see you, my little hand grenade. No sweet talking till you tell me what the heck was going on back there. Well, it's kind of a long story.
How much farther, Joker?
Just up here a bit. Worry not, Jimbo. I'm sure old Batty Boy will be popping up any minute.
Wait, where's Harley?
Oh, she's behind you, holding a big rock over your head. Time to snore, Commodore. Jeez, you look like poop, partner. We were starting to think you might have got your ticket punched back there.
What happened to Gordon?
He slipped and bashed his head against a rock Harley was holding. Twice. I saw you grab it, Bats. Now, give it to me, or Miss Quinn here is gonna blow Jimmy's brains out. Quit screwing around, Batman. Take a look. Creepshow's coming. And I'm betting she's pretty pissed.
Is this what you want?
Yes.
Come and get it.
Oh, Bats. I was starting to worry the whole team-up joke wasn't going to have a punchline.
I have with the Joker once, and used it as bait to get him away from Jim Gordon.
Oh, Bats. I was starting to worry this whole team-up joke wasn't going to have a punchline.
I teamed up with the Joker for Jim, but I break his jaw for me.
I felt that. You know, Bats, it was fun while it lasted. But I'm thinking this deadly duo gag has played itself out. So... You okay down there? Person I'm not currently speaking to? Never... Better, honeybee. In fact, I'm rockin'! This is more like it, eh, Bats? Just like old times. Bummer about Commissioner Nine Fingers, but hey, it's all been for a good cause. Mine.
Joker, shut up. All the suffering he's caused.
You call that weak sauce a punch?
All the death.
What's the matter? Afraid of a little blood? Come on, hit me.
Shut up.
Keep trying, Granny. I got plenty more teeth.
Shut up. I can end it all. Right here.
I have to say, Batman, for someone claiming to never kill, a lot of people seem to die around you, including my children.
Your children were never really alive to begin with.
I disagree. You were free to accept my vision of Gotham. You chose not to. Violently. In fact, I find your ability to justify the violence and death that surrounds you astonishing. Deny it all you want, but the people killed in the crossfire of your actions are your responsibility. To his credit, the Joker doesn't deny what he is by clinging to some grandiose moral high ground. He owns the title of irredeemable psychotic. And Joker, you will be punished for your betrayal. Speaking of psychotics, where's Harley?
Up here, corpse bride. Wahoo! Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuck! Ow. That was a little, close there, monkey bug. I missed.
Harley's distraction buys us a few seconds, but even in their weakened state, these creatures are overwhelming us. I play my last card. They're deep within an abandoned subway system beneath Gotham's East River, a project that was shut down years ago because of design flaws engineers feared could lead to a massive structural collapse. I studied the original construction plans and plotted out the areas that were most vulnerable to failure. Inside the backpack the Joker was wearing were explosive charges that could be planted and remotely detonated. My nuclear option if things went south, which they have. We need to get to higher ground, now.
What the heck? I just got down here and... Oh, shit.
Moments ago I almost crossed a line with the Joker. A line I swore I would never cross. One I can never return from. That's not who I am. I'm not him. We have only seconds before the tunnel fills with water. Joker, take my hand.
Pull my finger.
Joker, Harley. I lose them in the rush of water.
We're over here. There's no more room on the door, Jack. Beat it.
The walls are collapsing around us. I have to get to them quickly. Hang on, I'll come to you. Amanda's fingers tear into my skin as she tries to drag me under. No, you're staying with me.
Well, that was neat. Now what? We wait. I hate to break it to you, but unless your other super friend is Aquaman, we're kind of screwed. Just wait. Ah, there's my boy.
Joker, take my hand. I'll pull you both over.
No can do, Bats.
Don't be a fool.
Sorry, partner, but my hands are full. Quap!
The rock wall gives way. Nothing to grab onto. I've got you, Jim. The water's rising fast. Can you walk?
I can run if we need to.
Good. We need to. Amanda Sims sought to destroy Gotham and rebuild it in her image. I watched the ruins of where she died disappear into the soil, as if the city itself was enacting its revenge. He survived, didn't he? We should assume so, yes. And if he did, he's more dangerous now than ever.
Wonderful. I don't suppose you'll tell me why.
At the moment, no. I let Barbara know that her father is okay and arranged for him to be guarded at the hospital. If the Joker is alive, no one is safe. The police radio crackles in my earpiece.
All units. Robbery in progress. First Gotham Bank.
Suspects are armed and considered extremely dangerous. He's alive. They were in and out pretty quick. Takes a fair amount of boom to blow a hole in a bank vault. Shattered windows 3 blocks away. Seems like a lot of fuss for a safe deposit box. He got what he wanted. Alfred, it's good to hear your voice, sir. Initiate the Egis protocol. Right away, sir. What's happened? The Joker. The tasks at the factory and on the train. The creatures we fought on the rooftops. The team-up. None of it was meant for him. They want a Gotham with no need for people like you. It was all meant for me. Let me tell you why. In the eyes of Gotham, you are no different from the Joker. In a way, they fear you more, because unlike him, you hide behind a mask. Who you are is your biggest lie, and the exposing of that lie, your greatest fear. Tell me, what is the one thing the Joker would risk everything for? Mr. Wayne. The Joker is alive, Alfred, and he knows who I am. The Egis protocol was created as a failsafe in the event any of Batman's enemies learned he was Bruce Wayne. In that scenario, any individual associated with Wayne, either personally or professionally, would become a potential target and their lives put at risk. The protocol is designed to protect them. In order to maintain a cover story for the general public, an elaborate and carefully controlled narrative involving a terrorist threat against Wayne Enterprises is immediately triggered. The planted evidence and eyewitness accounts ensure the participation of the media, as well as the involvement of local and federal law enforcement agencies. The protocol has never been used, and no one outside my inner circle knows it exists. Thousands are having their lives interrupted for their own safety, but none of them know the truth as to why. Your tea, sir. Thank you, Alfred. The protocol is running smoothly, and there have been no threats of actual violence, or any indication that your identity has been compromised. He has all the time in the world. So many people. How much has the Wayne Sims Foundation paid out in injury and property damage claims this year? 100 million? 200 million? $448 million so far, sir, not accounting for the most recent events, of course. Hundreds of lives upended, either directly or indirectly by my actions. And now, thousands more live in fear because one of the world's most dangerous psychopaths knows my darkest secret. Amanda Sims said the citizens of Gotham feared Batman more than they feared the criminals he swore to protect them from. And she may have a point. I believe you are being too hard on yourself, Master Bruce. I made an oath to never kill Alfred, but the truth is, people have died, and whether intentional or not, those deaths are my responsibility. I don't believe that is entirely true, sir, and if you are concerned about what happened in the tunnels, you did what you needed to do. Furthermore, I'm not sure one could consider the creatures Amanda Sims made to be anything close to human. Still, I could have done more. I could have found a better way, and I almost killed the Joker. I must work harder, Alfred. Train harder. Develop better tools and weapons. Be the protector Gotham needs. If I may say so, sir, not all battles are won with weapons and better training. Sometimes we need to fight not with hands clenched in fists, but with hands held open. Your father told me this many years ago. It may be that the people of Gotham need someone to fight for them on 2 fronts. And perhaps the man that lives down here in the cave should have a chat with the man that lives in the home upstairs. It is sometimes good to remember that Batman isn't Thomas Wayne's son. Bruce is.
Hello! Oh, hiya, Bats. It's so good of you to call. I've been feeling a bit guilty that we left things on such a bad note. I kind of figure I owe you an explanation, yeah? So, a few weeks ago, I'm at the movies, and the stupid dead lady shows up. She starts going on and on about grabbing Harley or whatever, to the point that I feel myself slipping into a coma. But then, she tells me about this other thing she's got. You. She starts telling me this crazy story about how she knows everything and how way back when you ruined her wedding, she got a little scratch of your skin under her fingernail. Then she tells me she knows who you are and that she's got all the receipts. Crazy, right? I mean, imagine what somebody could do with info like that. Ah, heck, you'd be toast, and Gotham would be free for the taking. All I had to do was go along with her little team-up joke and... bingo. I'd get a key to a box with your whole life story in it. Who you are, where you live, your friends. Everything. And you know what? She wasn't lying. It was all in there, just like she said. Now, you know that I have trust issues, so I needed some insurance that I'd get what I wanted with no extra baggage lying around. I figured that once I got the key, you'd be so pissed about Tramparella slicing up Gordon that you'd take her out for me. 2 birds with 1 stone. Good call on my part, right? It all worked out perfectly. And that's where these guys come in, because from here, things get a little... slippery. Booyah! You snooze, you lose, Batty Bats. Check this bad boy out. Well, creepy lady did try to hurt Buttercup's feelings by making her think she didn't matter to me. Plus, I got an offer I couldn't refuse. Yeah, I get the rock and he gets to keep his jewels. Woot woot. Anyways, remember when all the splashing and crashing was going on and Queen Buzzkill grabbed you? I don't know if you heard over all the racket, but just before everything went bluey, she turns to me and says, "You're staying with me, mister." And that's when I used your magic gun. You see, Bats, she really did know everything. Like the one thing I would risk everything for. And that's never knowing who you really are. That's what the real deal was. She was gonna go public and out you if I didn't play along and earn the key. Destroying my bestest friend was Amanda Sims' revenge against me for the whole wedding nonsense. And I'm sorry, but that's just never gonna happen. Now, these guys' job was simple. Bust into the bank, verify what was in the box, and destroy it without telling me your identity. But again, hold on. Let me back away here just a bit. I have trust issues, so... Presto! Problem solved! Let's face it, Bats. You and me are the apex of apex predators. We got no peers. What I'm trying to say, old chum, is that you make life worth living. You're the peanut butter to my chocolate. With no you, there's no me. And where's the fun in that? Somebody crossed the line and tried to take you from me, Bats. And like I told you at the beginning, nobody takes what's mine. Come on, Pickle Pie, let's get to some honeymooning. Now, don't be jealous, Bats. You know you'll always be my number 1. Be seeing ya.
As you all know, the purpose of the Wayne Sims Foundation was to care for those displaced, injured, or having lost loved ones due to the actions of law enforcement, as well as the Batman in Gotham's war on crime. Named for my parents, the newly formed Thomas and Martha Wayne Foundation will take those core principles and expand on them with new and exciting initiatives. With unprecedented cooperation between local and state law enforcement, as well as the mayor's office and Batman himself, a new era of police reform and accountability for what the press refers to as the mask vigilante epidemic is upon us. Already we've seen the results of such cooperation in the investigation into Simtech. Information shared between Batman and police paved the way for justice to be served, as well as restitution and closure for the families affected by Simtech and Donald Sims' misconduct. But of all the initiatives, the one I'm most proud of is aimed at finding new homes for children that have lost their parents to violence or have suffered abuse. Along with finding new homes, the Foundation will provide financial aid toward each child's education as well as full access to mental health care for as long as is needed. And finally, let me introduce you to our newest board members, Dr. Carl Ware,
Barbara Gordon, and her father, Commissioner James Gordon. We look forward to this invaluable insight they'll bring to the Foundation's commitment to the health and safety of all of Gotham's citizens.
That was a very impressive speech, Wayne.
Thanks, Peter, so I can count on the governor's office for support.
Can I count on your support for my re-election?
Ah, I see. You know, Pete, maybe I should run for governor myself.
Ha ha! Always the kidder. You are kidding, right? Sorry to interrupt, Master Bruce, but I'd like to introduce you to some truly wonderful people. This is Sheila and Robert Michaels and their newly adopted son, Thomas. If you recall, Thomas is the young lad who lost his parents in that dreadful factory accident.
We just wanted to say hello and thank you for helping us bring Thomas into our home, Mr. Wayne. You're very welcome. I'm glad I was able to help, and please, call me Bruce. It's nice to meet you, Thomas. Do you really know Batman? Why, yes, I do. Wow, that's so cool. Next time you see him, can you give him this? I certainly will. Maybe someday you'll get to meet him. For years I would go to my parents' gravesite to sit in my pain and feel the rage of their loss. I would dwell on my anger and remind myself of my purpose, of why I became the Batman. Tomorrow would have been their 40th wedding anniversary. Alfred and I are going to visit them and celebrate them, to let them know that they are loved and that they are missed. I am Thomas and Martha Wayne's son, but I am also the son of Gotham, and I will honor it and celebrate it as I would them. Some would say that Gotham lives in constant shadow, and that evil is carved in every brick. But it is not the dark souls of those I fight against that define this city. It is defined by the bright beating hearts of its good people. Gotham is my family now, and I will protect it as fiercely and compassionately as my mother and father protected me. I will forever fight for this city, both as Batman and as Bruce Wayne, hands clenched in fists and hands held open. Yes, Mr. Wayne, go off into the night, seek the clues and find the evidence. Be the world's greatest detective. Capture your criminals, wrap them up, and deliver them to a corrupt system of justice where innocence can be bought as one might buy a pair of shoes. And I will deliver justice in my own way. You seek the truth, Mr. Wayne. I know the truth. I know what they did and how they felt when they did it. Rest assured that when the guilty you deliver to the courts are set free, I will be there to greet them. In an odd way, that puts us on the same team. I'm sure even the Joker would find that amusing. I sought to break you, Mr. Wayne, to take from you all that you had taken from me. I struck you where you were the most vulnerable, your sense of self, who you really are under the mask and hubris that give you your power, to make you doubt yourself, to show you that you weren't above defeat, that beneath all the training and the tools and the wealth, you were in reality just a man, nothing more. And then something happened. I scratched your face when we fought in the tunnels. What I learned from that scratch was that you felt a profound remorse. A remorse for my children and their lives that you took, and that has meaning. I was in attendance when you gave your speech. You made many promises to the good people of Gotham. Make sure you keep them, because I'll be watching. For now, you are free to go about your business, Mr. Wayne. In this Gotham there is room for us both. So for the moment, your secret is safe. I will deal with the Joker in another way. But make no mistake, my Gotham is coming. And whether there is room for you then will be up to you. And if you think you can stop me, remember, what kills me makes me stronger.